What is up, guys? It's your boy Lance, aka Kame Paimon, back at it again with something different this time. Uh, this is more of a genuine side for content wise. I wanted to help my clubmates improve their lineups. So, yeah, I'll be discussing a few of the submitted lineups to me. If you guys want, if any of you guys watching want your lineups to be critiqued, you can just send me a screenshot of it, and I will do so in the next video. I plan to make this a series as we go, because there'll be more characters added into the lineups, and then there'll be adjustments, and yeah. Disclaimer: I'm not the king of lineups, but I'll still provide you with some reasonable feedback. Yeah. Okay. Let's start. First, we have danger. So danger's comp is from my analysis is a sustain comp, and it also can be shifted into OTK, which is one turn kill or king. And basically his main player on the field is king, as the name suggests. He has strong front lines and soakers. Front lines like CK. Sonic is a decent front line. If you stack HP on him, because he still does an insane amount of damage, regardless of whether you stack attack or HP on him. And his main point is just to shatter. And then the key player is Alloy. Actually, it's not CK, because Alloy's passive allows him to protect his allies and in turn take a bit of their damage and apply it to himself. So this is essential in keeping his softer units like MG and King alive longer. He also has insane healing with King's ultimate as well as Mosquito Girl's ultimate. And then Mosquito Girl's healing scales with attack. So if he equips something like Knight or Swordsman's gear, it will be incredible, the value of healing. He also has a reliable burst and tank synergy, and only needs Dr. Janus in the comp to replace possibly Amai for it to be a complete healing OTK comp, which can probably last maybe 2 or 3 rounds before it's exhausted of energy. And he also has energy blocker, which is a rare status, I would say status effect, as if I'm not mistaken only 2 characters naturally have it in their abilities, while another 2 or 3 characters have it in their core skills. But you require, if I'm not mistaken, DSK core 4 and Zombie Man core 10, which is not really achievable in the near future. So yeah, definitely a huge asset. Now the cons of this comp. It's very difficult to power up, and let me break this comp. Firstly, he has 2 grapplers. So these 2 grapplers will be sharing resources, and also 2 espers. These 2 espers will be sharing resources. So it's very demand heavy in terms of limit break badges. Danger might need to refresh his limit break badges often, and that is not a very smart thing to do, especially in his case because he's free to play. And it also requires time and effort, because he has 2 5-star characters in his lineup which need extensive extreme training, which is Carnage and King. I would recommend you extreme train King more, because Carnage you have the possibility of pulling him through normal pulls. Whereas King, you don't have that luxury. And then he also is lacking high tech. He needs a high tech character inside. Dr. Janus is 100% needed to complete this comp. And it's a bit disappointing that he does not have Dr. Janus right now. But the moment he gets Dr. Janus, his team will be incredibly disgusting. So my recommendations is that when you obtain Dr. Janus Danger, you should switch it out for Amai, because putting a sniper in this team defeats the purpose of the sustained healing as well as burst. Although it works, I think it is not necessary, as Dr. Janus passive, which boosts attack of a character that that heals its team or an individual, is way more better than the sniper, because you can snipe a whole team instead of an individual. And you should also switch out Sonic for Smile Man, because it it fits into the healing comp, and then you also have another avenue where you can heal last minute just in case your front line is taking too much damage. And also Smile Man can help you complete your front line, or it can self your back line, because if you put Smile Man in the center and you 5-star him, he has a chance to spread healing to adjacent allies as well. And then you also need to equip MG with and King with Knight gear to boost their damage, because more damage translates to more healing, at least in terms of Mosquito Girl's skill set. I'm not too sure about King, but if I'm not mistaken, it follows the same. More attack equals more healing. So the comp rating, definitely a 4 out of 5. It's a very stable comp. You have options to go into hero and monster tournament, but likely leaning more towards hero. And yeah, it's good for PvP and PvE. Changes to the comp, I would suggest, besides Dr. Janus, I think that comp is quite solid. Dr. Janus and Smile Man. Okay, next we're going to Joker's comp. Now, this is a true and true OTK comp. So by round 1, this comp would have dominated the enemy. So he has insane damage and burst with Tatsu and Golden Ball. And then will be stronger when Golden Ball gets his keepsake, and there's actually a Golden Ball keepsake event now, so I suggest you go for it, Joker. Prisoner gear is common, especially in the past few events. If you've played the events like the Vitality event previously, they had 2 or 3 sets of prisoner gear, so I think you should have a complete set of prisoner gear by now. If you don't, Conqueror's Challenge is an option for you. Go for the day where Subterran King is available. And also you have a potential to introduce an energy blocker, which is Guryu. Now, I'll explain the curious case of Guryu. Guryu, although he's not as effective as King because he only minus 1 energy, he can be good because the most common cores now are Genos and Mosquito Girl. And both start with 4 energy. So if you have a speed 1 Guryu Gunship, and the enemy Genos team does not have a movement, or they are running MG core, if you ult, they will start the round with 3 energy. Now this only allows them to ult once, unless they have a form of Berserk, in the case of Genos team. In the case of MG team, it's screwed. So this will be quite an interesting test to see. I have not tested out myself because I do not have Guryu Gunship, but test it out for me and let me know, Joker, whether it works for you. And then now the cons. He doesn't have a reliable frontline. Yeah, BK will not get the job done. That is unfortunate. I would suggest swapping out for Janus core, or unfortunately you do not have Mosquito Girl, or not, I would have recommended Mosquito Girl core. And also you need frontliners. I think for now, Hammerhead is a better option than Beast King, and I think Sonic is fine for the front. But you might want to look to shift around characters. You might want to move movement to the front because you're OTK, so you only need movement for round 1 for the boost. Yeah, and yeah, definitely you're gonna need a tanker. You might want to get TTM, Tank Top Master, from the arena shop. And then you also require time to hit hard. Your Tatsu needs to be 5 stars to be able to complete the comp. But once Tatsu is 5 stars, your comp will do insane damage. And it's also very, very vulnerable to energy seal. Especially now because King is the first LSSR. If your team meets a fast King, it can really nullify your burst by quite a bit. So my recommendations is, as I said before, obtain Tank Top Master. Switch out BK for Guryu, commit to the OTK since there is no tanks now, and focus on outspeeding enemies. So you need to speed tune your gears. If your gears have a speed substat, use your Star Ascension cards to pump it up. And then expand all your resources currently into Golden Ball. He's easier to max and hits like a truck. And then your comp rating, I will give it a 3.5 out of 5. You have high potential and strong damage, but you lack a reliable tank. So it makes it a high risk, high reward comp. Now, moving on. we're looking at MEPS comp. So this is one of the curious cases in the 4 comps which I've analyzed. This is a hybrid comp, so it can achieve 3 forms of play: OTK, TTK, and healing. 1 turn king, 2 turn king, or healing. So he has a good mix of burst with Tatsu and Stinger. With Stinger's passive, if you last hit a character, it deals additional damage to surrounding enemies with the lowest HP value. And then he also has stable healing with Janus, MG, and CK. He has a reliable frontline. CK and Stinger can take hits, but he should toggle movement or Janus to the front as well. Then he also has prisoner gear for his Tatsu. Excuse me. And also, with proper setup, he can result in a high damage Undying comp, which is one of the most troublesome and frustrating comps to face. The cons is that he needs speed tuning now. Mosquito Girl 1 is better because she immediately heals during round 2, and that's when the tanks usually suffer quite a bit of damage because of the total of round 1. So imagine a CK which starts round 2 with full health again. That will be so obnoxious to fight against. And then it will be especially obnoxious when MG gets Night Gear. But the cons is that it requires time to hit hard. Tatsu, as previously stated, needs 5-star to be able to complete the comp, and MG needs at least blue to purple Night Gear. And this comp is also very vulnerable to snipers. A well-positioned Ama at PvP can really screw up your comp and actually nullify your team. So my recommendations is put MG to the middle back and make her speed 1. Her Hulk does plenty of damage and it helps sustain past round 1. And then you should also run movement to the front middle. It's only needed for round 1, and MG Tatsu is more than enough to sustain for the subsequent rounds. Swap Stinger for Golden Ball to enhance the OTK potential, and look to swap movement for Tank Top Master in the later stages. The comp rating I give him is 4.5. It's a very, very, very strong comp, and it can have stable longevity if maintained well. It can probably translate very, very far as Zombie Man, which is 6 months away. Last but not least, we have Latte Kong. Now this is a straightforward healing comp. The pros: insane healing. Okay, Dr. Janus has healing, Mosquito Girl has healing, Smile Man has healing, CK has healing, heals for days. And then he does have a stable front line with Smile Man. If he shifts Smile Man to the front, Sky King can die because all he's deaf just for the passive. And then CK. And then he has good burst with Sky King, Limit Break 2. And then 8 out of 10 chance he can't die. The cons: need speed tuning, same as M. MG1 is better as she heals immediately in round 2, saving the need to use ults on other frontline tanks to sustain them. The damage is a bit lackluster, not going to lie, because it wholly depends on Mosquito Girl to carry, and it's also very, very vulnerable to snipers. A well-positioned Ama at PvP can really nullify the team's total damage. So my recommendation is it has a good potential for OTK with Golden Ball and MG, as the buffer from Sky King's passive for the damage will be quite insane. Small Man should be moved to the front and MG to the back center, so Small Man can tank and heal MG when needed. Amai replaced for Golden Ball. This will be even better if he can implement Golden Ball's keepsake. So the overall comp rating I'll give this is 4 out of 5. It's a very stable healing comp. You just need to adjust positions and speed. MG Speed 1 will be the best for damage plus healing, and Golden Ball Speed 2 for follow-up Golden Breakout will be a very killer combo. And yeah, this comp would look even more disgusting with Boros. Wink wink, next LSSR. Okay, that's it from me for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope that those of you who haven't subbed can sub to me. I'm just a student doing this for fun, mostly. But yeah, it's hard work to do this content, and I'm enjoying this. So support me. Thank you. See you in the next video. Peace.